Jyotsna Sharma, back again with another enriching and eye-opening session of Voice of Legal Immigrants. Children are the future of the world, and if they're given the right kind of education, right kind of socialization, and culturation, I mean to say a social environment, a conducive environment for their growth, they can bring in the best in the world, and they can pay back to the world in a brilliant manner. Today's topic, as we always focus on legal immigrants, also pertains to a section of this immigrant community which comprises of the kids. And the topic for today's discussion is DALCA dreamers, or you can also call them as legal childhood arrivals, their issues, and the advocacy efforts in their favor. And to speak on that, we have a young generation sitting right next to me who will be representing hundreds and thousands of kids who are DALCA kids here. So here we begin. We would like to welcome Janvi Mehta. She is a DALCA aged out kid and right now is a pharmacist by profession. Then we have Shri Gogineni, a high school junior, a DALCA kid herself, and then Adarsh Gogineni, her brother, who is a sophomore in Rutgers University, pursuing computer science. And we have Disha Kanikar, again, a high school junior. They would be speaking to us. So welcome all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How it feels to be here? Feels great? Okay. So today, we are talking on a very serious issue. Some people have technically called it as DALCA kids, where if we speak about DACA, that is for the kids who entered here illegally to the nation through their parents. And right now, for your information, before we even started discussing, I would like to give you a little brief about. There is a community of kids. I mean, there are kids 800,000 in number who are also called as DACA kids. And these days, they are fighting for their rights, where 87% of American public supports them, and they want them that the DACA kids, the 800,000 DACA kids, should get green cards and the path to citizenship. Because there is an emotional appeal, there are thousands and hundreds of thousands of futures associated. The world becomes brighter when the kids are served in a right manner. Having said that, we have another parallel peers, a category of kids, which is DALCA, a legal arrival kids, DALCA kids, who are the kids of workers, the parents who came here on a work visa, and they are staying with their parents. But when they turn 21 years of age, they will be in a nightmarish condition if their parents do not get a green card. It specifically relates to the Indian community, where the H-1B visa holders, or say primarily their parents, are waiting for a green card, and it may take up to 60 years to get a green card for them. And in this situation, if their parents don't get a green card by the time they turn 21, they will be forced to leave this country, or they will have to change their visa status. So we will talk about everything. We will get to know through them how they feel, what they feel, and what they want to change in the world. So Janvi, I would like to know from you, as I said, you are an aged out legal dreamer kid, who was in the line to get a green card through I would like to know about you. What visa are you on currently?
Right.
And then what was your status a couple of years back?
Okay.
Give me a little brief about yourself, Janvi.
Sure. So I came into this country when I was 12 years old. I came with my parents. At that time, my dad was on an H-1B visa, which is the work visa that's assigned. It took him a couple of years to get his green card. His green card processing was started, but As Ms. Sharma said, that it takes about 60 years because of the green card backlog that people from Indian background face. So it took him a really long time to get his green card, but in that process, I had turned 21, so I had to change my status from originally being an H4 dependent to an F1 student. And then right when I graduated from college, I was about to lose my student status, so I had to apply for an H1B visa. That was a struggle in its own because in this day and age, there's not a lot of organizations or companies that are willing to sponsor the visa because of the whole lottery system. Once I did find an employer that wanted to do that, I had to go through the whole gamble with getting picked in the lottery.
So you got lucky getting picked up with the H1B visa though?
Yeah, I got really lucky with the whole process, but it was definitely a struggle as well. And
I can understand your frustration and struggle there.
Yeah, so I went to pharmacy school, so I studied for 6 years. I worked really hard. And throughout school, I had peers who were able to do internships, who were able to have side jobs, but I wasn't able to do that.
Oh, so you were not allowed to do any side job on that dependent H4 visa? I mean, they don't allow you to work on summer internships and everything?
No, so while I was on my H4, I wasn't allowed to work anywhere outside. In addition, when I switched my visa to F1, that only allows you to work on campus, but it doesn't allow you to have internships outside of campus, and that was just a little unfair because I had peers who had internships, who had side jobs, and they were learning so much from those internships that I wasn't able to because I just didn't have the status.
So Janvi, I have a lot of questions, of course, to ask you. I will come back to you. I would like to know from Shri Gogineni and others. So Shri and others, what visa, which year your parents came in and which year you came? So you tell me first, Shri, what was your age when you came in? What was your visa when you came in?
So I was only 6 years old when I came, and now I'm 17. So it's been a whole 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we came in 2007, me and my brother. And it's been so long, but we're still in this constant struggle. It's not getting better,
So it's been 11 years here, and you are on of course, your parents have not got green card yet.
No, they haven't.
So
they're on H1, and we're still dependent on them. And you want to talk?
Okay, Adarsh, you tell me now. So you are a sophomore now, and pursuing computer science education.
Right.
So what's your visa status right now, and when you turn 21, what happens to you?
I had to switch my visa from H4 dependent to F1 so I could continue my studies in Rutgers. But when I first got here, I think I was 9 years old when I first got here, and my mom has been on the H1 since, and we've applied for a green card almost 10 years ago, and we still haven't got it because of the backlog. And right now, even I'm facing the same thing. I can't do any internships or I can't get any experience.
So you cannot do any internships or?
No, not in my college. All my friends, and they're all building their resumes, getting their internships, and I can't do anything.
So while the summer vacations are on, you would be forced to sit home and not do anything?
Exactly.
Well, that pinches because that's their pocket money when they make money during summer vacations. And these young kids, they are so talented, that pinches a lot, in fact. I can understand.
Yeah, and it's not even about pocket money.
You were on H4 and you had to change a visa.
Right, yeah, I changed it to F1.
So God forbid if you were not given admission here in the universities here, what would have happened? I mean, if you would not have got F1 visa, you were not granted admission here, or even the visa would not have got approved, what would have happened?
I would have not been able to study.
No, you would have been. What's your age right now?
Right now, I'm 19 right now.
Okay, so you have taken a proactive measure that you have come on F1 visa rather than waiting till 21 and your parents get the green card?
Yeah. So
you are proactive?
Yeah, you could say that.
People plan. Parents have to plan because they want to sit next to them while they are preparing for their careers. Okay, so right now you're an F1, and what happens when you finish your education?
When I finish my education, I have to apply for an H1. If my green card doesn't come, I'll be
if your parents' green card doesn't come, you have to apply for an H1.
Yeah.
But H1 is a lottery.
Exactly. So if I don't get it, I have to go back to India, which I can't even imagine how that would be.
How many years you said you spent here? 11 years?
I spent my entire childhood here. Most of what I can remember is here. My home is here, and all my friends are here, my family's here. I seriously could not imagine going back to India.
What would you want to become? I mean, you're pursuing computer science. What are your dreams?
Right. I want to go into industry and get a lot of experience there, and then maybe we'll see how that goes. And I would like to go for my master's one day, and maybe start a company. Who knows?
Okay, so you want to hire people here and give employment and be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Okay, so Disha, tell me something about yourself. Disha Kanikar.
So I came here with my family in April 2008, and it's been a while since we've been here.
10 years?
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah. It just hit 10 this April, and it's crazy because growing up here, I found so many friends, and I got experiences that I would no way have in India. And the thing is, right now, I'm really nervous about the situation that's going to happen this fall when I'm applying to colleges. As Hitesh had mentioned in the call, Adarsh has been paying international fees, and I'm going to go through that too. And if you're a DALCA kid, it turns out that you're not eligible for a majority of the scholarships either, because for a scholarship you need to be either a permanent resident, so that's anyone with a green card, or a citizen, and clearly I'm not any of that.
I understand.
So yeah. It's
So yeah, you have to start writing papers from next year, I believe, for
Yeah.
admission to universities, and then you
Yeah.
have to take a call whether you want to get into a F1 visa or you just maintain the same status as being a dependent and then pursue your
Yeah,
dreams.
def-
And then the fate has it.
Yep.
Irony is, with the H1B community right now, there are a lot of rejections happening. People who are even applying for the extensions are getting rejections. There are live examples in our community itself. When I have seen people who applied for the extensions, who are here in this country for last 10 to 12 to 15 years, who bought houses, whose kids are in either high school, middle school, or going to college, about to go to college. Their visas got rejected. And they only get 2 weeks' time to wind up everything and go back to the country from where they came. Despite the fact that their dreams and aspirations were being built here. Their kids are being brought up here. They are getting in an environment very conducive to their growth, and they're liking it. But suddenly, when somebody is uprooted from the base that they created for last 10, 15 or 12 years, it hurts a lot. And for that reason, there is a lot of movement happening, or say a mass movement happening in the immigrant community, legal immigrant community, H1B community these days from the Indian nation, because that's the country very populated, sends maximum number of engineers, and these people are stuck. Not just engineers, doctors, and various other professions who come on H1B visa. They are stuck in this green card backlog, and they are doing something. I would like to know from Janvi, what's happening right now? What is the advocacy happening, and what do you know about it?
Okay. Before I talk about it, can I please have the visuals?
So before we play this visual, I would like to give you the information about this visual. Basically, RHC is organizing a legal immigration legislative rally in Washington, D.C. at Capitol Hill on June 13th. And there is an invitation that is coming from a yoga guru, Baba Ramdev, and the chairman of Republican Hindu Coalition, RHC, Mr. Vikramaditya Kumar. So let's have this visual and we'll take it from there further.
Thank you, Swamiji, for supporting the Hindu Americans and Indian Americans for the RHC's June 13th 5 and 5 rally this coming summer. Thank you.
जून 13 को व्हाइट हाउस के सामने मैं सभी इंडियन जो हमारे एनआरआईज हैं वहाँ उनसे आह्वान करता हूँ कि अपने हक़ की आवाज़ उठाएं, क्योंकि जो लड़ता नहीं है वो कभी जीतता नहीं। तो अपने हक़ की लड़ाई, अपने अधिकारों की लड़ाई के लिए सारे भारतीयों को आगे आना चाहिए, क्योंकि यदि कभी भी किसी के साथ इनजस्टिस होता है और वह सामने खड़ा नहीं होता है तो उसको कभी न्याय नहीं मिल सकता है। इसलिए आप सब ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा संख्या में आएँ और अपने हक की लड़ाई जीतें। नमस्ते।
All right, so that was the visual about the invitation to come to Republican RSC's legislative rally. When you're going to the rally, I mean, are you going to the rally first of all? First question.
Yes, of course.
Are you all going to the rally?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, good. What is it that you're taking with you?
So we actually have a petition that's going on. That's by the RNC chairman Newt Gingrich. He proposed the idea.
He's the
that-
honorable chairman.
The honorable chairman.
Okay.
Sorry. He proposed the idea that we actually have petitions signed by American citizens, because one thing that we all realize is that when we propose the idea that there's actually legal kids that could have the same privilege as DACA kids, but they don't just because of the mere fact that they came into this country legally, they think it's absurd, that they think that why don't we get the same amount of benefits that they do. So there's a lot of people that actually don't know about this, that they don't know that we exist, because the green card backlog that the Indian community faces, there's not a lot of countries that face that. So they're not aware that there's a sect of children that might have to leave the country once they age out because they came into this country legally. So a lot of people even question me, why didn't you come illegally then? Wouldn't you have more benefits? So just because we want to make people more aware, we want to bring to light that people actually support us, we have a petition that's going on. We are getting that signed by American citizens, American green card holders.
No, American
just
citizens only.
sorry.
That's what I was told, in fact.
Yeah,
So-
and we're basically showing their support in this rally. If they can't make it to the rally, we have their support in paper. So
Okay.
this is what we're going to bring to the rally.
So
just to-
basically, you are educating and enlightening the American publics, the masses, the citizens, and you're telling them, hey, we are a little bit smaller segment, but that we are the segment of society who needs your care and attention and affection, same
Yeah.
as the DACA kids are getting.
Yes.
So you are educating them through these petitions. How many petitions are you targeting to bring to the rally?
So we want as many as we can get, but we want about 50,000, just to show the amount of, and we're doing a really great job. Whoever I reach out to, they're so passionate about this. Once we tell them about it, they agree to sign it right away.
So
there's-
that's why you're carrying the petitions here,
Yes,
and you
we
have
have-
signed them.
we
You
have
put
so
the
many already.
signed petitions
Yeah.
here with you.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So, well, we could have zoomed into the petition. I don't know if it's possible.
Hold it
You
up.
can show it. I mean, you will have to show a plain petition, not the name of the person, please. Just show the plain petition. You can pass it on, Adarsh, to Janvi.
So this is the petition that we have going on, and that basically just says, it's called the National Indian American Public Policy Institute. So it's
Okay.
just basically a petition that shows the support of American citizens for this DALCA issue. And
Okay,
to
you're
clear
seeking the
green
support
card.
from American
Yeah.
citizens for the
And-
DALCA, legal dreamers basically,
Right.
and the quote termed by the RSC's leadership. So show it again.
Sure.
So you're basically speaking about, the Speaker Newt Gingrich,
Mhm.
who's the honorary
Mhm.
chairman of
Mhm.
RSC, has
Right.
proposed
Mhm.
to fight
Mhm.
for the DALCA kids' rights, basically,
Right.
who are the legal dreamers. And that's nice, good. So 50,000 or 100,000 petitions, you want to take them in person, physical copies? I
Yeah.
believe it's
Yeah.
not an online thing you are happening now.
No, so we just thought that it would be better that we reach out to people in person, because that just creates
Mhm.
more of a connection. They can see what
Create
we're
a
going
dialogue,
through.
basically.
We can, yeah, right. So we can talk about our experience. I can give my personal experience. They can talk about their personal experience, and I think that just hits the right chord versus it being online. It would just make it really very impersonal. So we're trying to do this in person. So,
So you have you reached out to the Indian American community who are citizens now?
Yes,
Do you know that this kind of situation is going on? Do they know about it?
So a lot of people that I reach out to surprisingly didn't know this. They were not aware that these are the kind of issues that we're facing, because once they get their green card, they're set, but they don't realize that in the process of getting that green card, how much they struggled, that there are people that might be struggling just as much, if not more. So, no, actually, a lot of people that I reached out to were very confused. They were very surprised that this is something that's going on. And their main question was, why do you, if you followed all the laws, if you paid all the taxes, why are you not getting something that America is offering to illegal people? How are you any different? So
what was the answer? You never raised your voice.
I guess that's what it is, yeah.
That's where the voice
Yeah.
of legal immigrants
Yeah.
comes in picture. Raise a voice for the right things. That's what we're trying to do here. Thank you so much, Janvi. I mean, this is very important part of the rally. You know, you people are going with a petition, manual copies signed by these American citizens who are directly giving support, as you know, that shows to the lawmakers, that makes their work easier to take a decision. Because when they know 50,000 or 100,000 people are in your favor, they will be made to think and rethink what's going on and what's wrong and where and what needs to be rectified. Very nice. So, you will go to the rally with the petition signed and you are taking the physical copy. So, what is the day? You said June 30th, right?
Yes, it's on June 13th. It's in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol Hill, and it's from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And we have about 50 major U.S. Media outlets covering this occasion, and our main goal is just to raise our voice, to get our voices heard, to bring awareness to this issue even further. There's going to be about 10 senators who are going to be present, so just communicate this to them as well.
Okay, so they'll be addressing this rally.
Yes,
apparently.
they'll be addressing this rally.
Perfect. Okay,
Mhm.
good. We wish you luck for that. I mean, this is something important. I mean, you're going with a mission.
Yeah.
And the youngsters, when they go with the mission, when the young blood goes with the mission has to be accomplished. Shri, from American history, do you have any role models who you look up to and want to become something here in this land?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in history classes, we learn about these like American role models, and I've always looked up to Rosa Parks. And it's not that that she doesn't face the same struggle as us, but it's a minority issue, and was saying that she raised her voice, and same as what we're doing now, and she didn't let anything stop her, and that's what inspires me. I want to do anything that could help me ensure my future, so that's something I really look up to, her strong will.
Very nice. Good inspiration. And Disha, how about you? What is your plan? I mean, you want to go, you will be writing papers next year for the university admissions, and what are you looking up to?
For a hero. So last year when I was learning American history, there was this one person who stood out to me, Jane Addams. She's known for her reform work, especially with immigrants, and that inspires me because that's an issue obviously close to heart for all of us here and the people watching. So for her, she created something called as the Hull House, and it allowed people who were minorities and who were seeking help basically, and she allowed them to create a home here, and a lot of people have helped us create a home here, and I just hope that what we do allows us to stay in the homes that we've built for ourselves.
Beautiful. I want to know from you, Adarsh, what kind of tension and frustration you have seen in your own family amongst your parents, I mean, concerning their H-1B extensions, their job with the particular employer, or not being able to change the jobs. What is the situation that runs in a typical H-1B family home? I want to know from you.
It's a struggle almost every day. It's something to think about every day. My parents, they're constantly talking about it, and that scares me because this is my future, it's my sister's future, and it's a lot of people's future. And it's basically just a gamble. And the lack of security for our futures is very scary to think about.
Have you ever seen the tension that runs around with your parents? I mean, your parents are not applying for an extension, and then there is a tension going on, or what will happen if we get approved or not, and then maintaining the whole situation, the visa issue?
Yeah, of course. Even recently there was a wedding in India, and my mom and dad were scared of leaving this country because they didn't know if, like, coming back in, if their visa stamping would go okay.
Wow.
And yeah, it's very hard for us to even think about.
That's true. People are not able to go to the weddings. Worse, there are situations when people are not able to go to the funerals of their close ones, of their parents, relatives, because there is a running fear that cuts them from the other part of the world, their motherland. Well, that is there. Now, Janvi, so the event that's happening is only from 1 to 3, or is there another set of people who are going early morning also to reach out to the senators and all? I mean,
Yeah,
are they
so-
reaching out because you're going to Capitol Hill anyways?
Mhm.
So is there any plan when people, I mean, you're trying to call in some more people in the mornings and then reach out?
Yeah, so we're going to have small groups, and we're going to reach out to senators and just have a conversation with them, try to have a conversation with them.
In the beginning hours of the
In the beginning hours
day?
of the day, and that's the main reason why we're doing it on a weekday. I know it's a little inconvenient for a lot of people, but we want to do it when the Congress is running, and that's the best time. That's the most ideal time that we can go. So we're definitely gonna, if people can come out and just have a conversation, the more we have, the better, because
So you,
we'll
you
just
need to educate them more. I mean,
Exactly.
more enlightenment.
Exactly.
More of the information and education on this topic particularly. Not education, I would say they are learned people there. But yes, you need to,
yes,
pursue. I mean, you can ask them or request them or seek out the help through them.
Yes, exactly.
And you are the youngsters. How many friends are you taking with you?
All my friends.
Yeah, all our friends are coming.
They're willing to support you?
Definitely, yeah.
Do you see support from your American citizen friends on this issue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there some of your friends who feel for you, oh my God, you leave this country, God forbid? I mean, things don't work out, so what do they say? Uma, oh, sorry, Disha.
Last night I texted my friend, she's my best friend, and she's a citizen here. So I texted her asking if she was going to sign a petition for us, and she said yes, she's going to help us in any way that she can, and she's fine with missing school to come to the rally. And it just makes me so happy that there are people who want us to stay here and who share the same concern as us.
Yeah, all my close friends that I told about this issue and their citizens, they were so shocked. Like, they were willing to support us no matter what, because people are not educated about the misfortunes that we're facing. But when we tell them, they feel so sad for us and completely support us.
So, does anyone question you? I mean, hey, you're kids, what is it that you're carrying with you? I mean, why you? Why not your parents?
I think it's time to take matters into our own hands, because this is our issue that we're fighting. So it shows that we're taking a step forward into fighting for our futures. Our parents are trying their best, but now it's time for us to step in too.
Okay, makes sense. And kids set a better example if it is in the right direction. Janvi, comparing the whole situation, because you have gone through the entire stages of being on a H4 legal dreamer, I mean, that visa, and then you shifted to F1, and then you're on H1. As compared to the DACA, DACA kids, DACA dreamers, what is the difference you see for a DALCA or a legal H4 dreamer? What you are losing vis-a-vis what they are gaining?
I can't even compare. It's so much that it starts off with, like they talked about, our college tuition. We're paying about 3 times the tuition that a normal, American citizen would pay, but DACA kids get that benefit. They have that benefit of, getting the in-state fees or whatever it is. So we are paying international fees, first off. The second thing is that they get work permits. So for example, for me, I had to struggle so much to find an employer that would sponsor an H-1B visa for me. That restricted a lot of options. I was lucky enough to find an employer that was willing to do that, but that was a struggle in its own. I went through so much because of that. There was a constant, I would wake up daily. I graduated, but I had this constant fear. I couldn't even celebrate my graduation because
Oh
I
my
was so
God.
scared
So
that
sad.
I would have to leave the country because I wouldn't have a job. But DACA kids, they automatically have a work permit, so they don't have to go through this constant fear of finding an employer that would sponsor a visa for them. So that is huge for us. And also, after my H-1B, as a lot of people know, it's only for 6 years. So if my H-1B expires, what do I do? Where do I go? So yeah, I have a temporary fix for the next 6 years, but I don't know what's going to happen after that.
So, sorry, off the league question, but
Yeah.
to maintain a status, would you marry an American citizen here?
No, I don't want to do that just because to maintain a status. I would marry someone because I want to marry them. And if that's an illegal thing in its own, and I don't want to break laws like that.
Very
So
good.
I don't want to be put in a situation where I have to make a decision to marry someone because I want to attain citizenship. So that's something that I would not consider. I would want to marry someone at my own time and who I want to. So no, that's not an option for me.
That's the spirit. That's the right kind of principles. These kids teach us a lot. They are the young blood. They speak truth. They are not framing anything. They're suffering from something. And that suffering can be solved if there is a collective action. On an average, for the kids who are on H4 visa or say of F1 visa, because they both visas don't entitle them for fees relaxation and all. On an average, if you're doing an engineering degree, so what kind of fees per annum you spend vis-a-vis another DACA kid?
For Rutgers University at least, the in-state tuition is I think $16,000 per semester. That's for citizens and people with green cards.
Okay.
But for me, I think I almost have to spend twice that. It's like 41,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah, per year.
Oh,
So it's a lot.
that's almost
Yeah,
more than the
Yeah.
double.
yeah. So my parents are struggling a lot with that.
And next year, I'm going to be in college too, like in 2 years. So my mom has to pay 2 fees, my fees and my brother's fees.
Oh wow.
And we're not allowed to take federal loans or any aid from the government. So I don't know how my mom is going to have to pay international fees for me and my brother at the same time. It's such a huge burden on our family, a middle-class family who's just paying their taxes and doing it.
Absolutely, I understand. I mean, you don't, of course, you earn some good amount on H1, but then not that much that 2 kids to support in a college degree is a tough job. I mean, that's expensive. And the fact about H1B visa holders is they have to work for only one employer. They cannot do any other parallel employment. I mean, they cannot be doing 2 jobs at one time. Neither can they do any kind of business or generate any other kind of income other than the money they earn from their salaries, from their employer. That's just one employer. Your parents, do they have a plan B in case, I mean, for you primarily, Disha and Shri and others, if God forbid the further H1B extensions don't happen, what are your parents going to do and what are you going to do?
We can't really say. There's no exact plan B. The only thing is that we go back to India, and I don't know. It's so uncertain.
So Shri, I mean, you go back to India and God forbid, I mean, I am not wishing, but that's a vicious circle of things happening right now where people are losing their extensions because of whatever things happening, I mean, there is an uncertainty for how long you live. You live by the tenure of the extension of your parents' visas.
Yeah. It's so scary to think about. And what's even scarier is that our entire childhood and everything that we've built upon, our education, we've all learned from here. So it's so unfair how when we have to go back, we're taking education from here and going back. It wouldn't make sense to do that. And it's kind of scary for us because we don't know what our futures is going to be like. Nothing is guaranteed. And it's the most scariest thing that we both have to face every day.
Disha, how do you feel and what do you feel? I mean, uprooting yourself. I mean, 10 years now or 11 years now in this country?
10.
10 years. suddenly, God forbid, God forbid things don't work and suddenly you have to leave. You know how it happens? If your parents' visa gets cancelled, you get only 2 weeks time to leave this country. Only 2 weeks to wind up everything. If you have a house, you have a car, you have furniture, you have things, you have commitments, you have loans or whatever. In 2 weeks, you have to wind up everything and go. You have to take them off, the kids off from their schools and take them back to the country. The country which they have lost contact with. Tell me something about your feelings, Disha.
I am definitely scared for the uncertainty the future is going to bring, considering that this is a really realistic fear. But honestly, I'm going to force myself to embrace that possibility, because you never know what's going to happen, and it's sad that we even have to bring ourselves to, go back and go into a world that we have not, that's so foreign to us, when in reality we're in a foreign country right now. I'm ready to take on the responsibility if needed. Hopefully not. I really hope not. But if anything, I'll get an education there. I'll continue my studies there. And if the whole green card backlog is still, clogged up in here, I might as well try another country, such as Canada at this point.
So you have another options open right now to look for other countries equally. Your parents must be exploring, right?
Yeah.
Because, of course, they want to take you to the nearest possible education standards. I mean, what is parallelly running rather than... Of course, India has tough competition level.
Yeah.
India has really tremendous, toughest kind of competition.
And it's just absurd that America has invested so many resources in us as kids.
Yeah.
We have teachers who have worked so hard on us to make us who we are today, and we are just going to take back all that talent to another country when we could offer so much here. We could be, the next CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or we could, find cure for cancer. Anything that America could really use from us. So it's just, we have so much.
You want to pay back?
We definitely want to pay back. This is our home now. So I consider America my home, and I'm sure so do they.
Yeah.
So
You consider America your home now?
Definitely.
And we just have so much that we want to give to this country. I wish they would just let us do that and, just give us those opportunities.
Their eyes are talking a lot. I am, of course, pulling out words from their mouths. Their eyes have a fear, a frustration, uncertainty, emotions, and a lot of other things that they are not even able to speak out. But at the same time, they are standing firm that whatever comes to them, they will eventually find it out. They become better individuals. But they want to stay here and pay back to the country. Now for the rally day, that is June 13th. What message you personally, each one of you, want to give to the people? What's happening is not a lot of people will go to the rally, as I see. It's a weekday. What would be your message, Janvi, to ask people to come out from their homes or their offices and donate a day? What do you want to tell them to join this rally? What is the relevance of this rally if they come to this rally, and how will it make impact in their lives? Throw some light.
So I think this rally is a great platform for everyone to raise voice about this issue. Just like Ms. Sharma said, that the difference between us and DALCA kids is that we haven't raised our voice yet. So this is our one opportunity to come out and bring light to this issue, to raise our voice, and to make America hear us. So this is our goal for the rally, is just to go out and bring light to this issue and just garner as much support as we can. And it's okay if it's on a weekday. It's about our life, it's about our future. So why can't you donate a day when it comes to donating your entire life?
Absolutely.
So that's the message that I want to give, that please come support us and please raise your voices if you're in the same shoes as us.
Thank you. And Shri.
Yeah, I think we need to make change, and that has to be at the rally. That's our first step. And with your support, that would help so much. It shows that voice in numbers. you can make anything happen. So we just want as much support we can get on the rally.
Thank you. Others?
I just like to say that one day of yours could mean that hundreds of thousands of kids would have secured futures. So please come out for the rally and please support us in our goal.
And support themselves also for clearing the green card
Right,
backlog.
right, exactly.
That's the root cause.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You're supporting your parents there
Right.
equally when you're going to the rally.
Yeah.
Because they are on the H1s and they need a permanent fix for the problem, which is a green card backlog is the problem, you know. So that needs to be cleared. And Disha, you are very intelligently, you've been putting a lot of good examples and everything. Send me a strong message. Tell me something. Tell the masses.
So I understand that there are people who are in comfortable shoes and there are people who are on rocky steps just like us. And it makes sense for those who are comfortable to stay at home and just watch all this unravel. But the thing is, it means a lot to us as people. This issue is in our hearts. This is our entire future. This is everything our parents have worked for. And the thing is, if you can at least sign one petition, if you can at least come out for one day for just 2 hours, it would mean so much. And this issue, the thing is, if this gets solved, you have no idea how much happiness it's going to bring and what a relief it's going to bring to the families, not only here but in India as well. They're suffering from secondhand struggles from us. So just 2 hours of your time, I cannot even express in words how much of a impact that is. I'm getting emotional right now.
Let the emotions flow. I mean, that's how it is. That's the fact, you know. You're living in a fear, you're living in a frustration. You see your friends doing certain things which you're not allowed to do. I mean, you are not allowed to do is a thing that blocks your entire growth. There is a thing you don't want to do by intentions, by your own self. There is a thing which is good, but you're not allowed to do. That pinches a lot. That's okay. There is a thing which you're not allowed to do, watching TV for the whole day, be on the internet for the whole day, watching phones and whatever, not allowed to do is okay. But anything which is substantial, and when you're not allowed to do that, which can make a sea change in your career, in your growth, in the contribution to the growth of the nation, wherever the people are, that pinches a lot. On a final note, from all of you, if it is a one-worded appeal to all of them, what would you say?
Please join us at the RC rally on
D-
June 13th
in DC. We are
dreamers too.
And here we would like to conclude our program today. This, as I said, an eye-opening session of Voice of Legal Immigrants. I am a little uncomfortable talking today. I'm shaken from inside. These beautiful kids have a future. They have dreams. And America, the land of dreamers, gives that opportunity for everyone to spread their wings, fly high, reach up to their dreams, and get whatever they want. And not just that, they get it for their own self. They pay back for the world. They pay back to the world. So, on this note, again with the real-time situation, real-life instances, real pains and miseries people are going through on this beautiful land, I would like to say only one thing. Support the right people, support the right things. You as the audience, you as the publics, have that capability which can turn the tables down, which can change the whole course of action for millions of people. If you feel good for them, feel good to connect with them. Till then, thank you so much. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you. Viewers, these kids after giving this DALCA interview are crying. They're sad. That's the parents. That's the fear. That's the fear in the studio. I'm sorry I'm covering them, but look at the tears that come down. They're coming down their eyes. I mean, they're pouring out their hearts.